Hello. So we are going to read uh, some pages from MAK Halliday. He is a very strong competitor. You can see he provided an alternative grammar from that of Noam Chomsky. So Noam Chomsky's grammar was, I don't know much about that, but this is an alternative for the Noam Chomsky's grammar. Well, all I know about Noam Chomsky grammar is that he is presenting uh, something like he's presenting something like a language acquisition device. So he's saying that language is acquired in a fixed manner where you have idea, you have your speaker's language. I think it's something like that. Where you have your innate language acquisition device, but by uh, interacting with other people, you get to develop something like a private language or I language. That's what I think he uses. So, what is the difference between Chomsky and MAK Halliday? I don't know that what MK Halliday's work a lot, but what I want to know is by reading MK Halliday's essay on functional diversity in English, I mean, in language, as seen from a consideration of modality and mood in English. This is a 1970 article. So we are going to read this article and we are going to study what David, sorry, Halliday has to say. So Halliday is introduces his article by comparing some linguistic theories and how a person or language acquisition takes place. Language acquisition is also important for a number of reasons. One is there a cultural diversity in how a language is learned, so that if I learn a language in a particular manner, then my what I learn about the language is it just limited to my using the language, or does it influence how I think? Thinking being a very broader, in fact, a much wider area where thinking includes uh, geometrical or algebraical, mathematical, scientific, all types of language, not merely the potential for interaction from one language to another. So what I will say is what makes a language uh, acquisition possible. So Hameke Halliday says the link between function and structure is seen most clearly in the language of a child. One of the earliest uses of language that the child explores is an instrumental one. A small child who has dropped his teddy bear over the side of his cot says, "Daddy," perhaps accompanied by some appropriate paralinguistic signal such as a soft "Daddy," something like that. You can recognize this utterance as the exponent of some structure, perhaps a structure consisting of one element which we label object of design. This video I'm particularly looking for my own purpose also, as I want to learn, and maybe it will help me in learning, or I make myself my own audience. For example, what is the structure in this sentence which a child is saying? A child utters the word teddy, teddy, and cries. What does it mean? Does it have a structure? Does it just a set of stimuli? where the child is uttering the word in presence of uh, teddy like object. What is the that makes the language possible? Is there any structure in this utterance? So the one thing, Halliday is making this distinction between linguistic symbol, teddy, and then between paralinguistic symbols such as a song. So, so there is there is a structure, and the structure is derived from the paralinguistic symbol, which is the teddy bear. No, teddy bear is not a paralinguistic symbol. Teddy is the utterance, but teddy is what the teddy bear is, and there is another element in this structure, and that element is the object of desire. Object of desire is used in uh, single quotes. So this performs a function. So by uttering the word "teddy", perf- uh, accompanied by a, a song, the child makes it clear that is an object of desire. So this example is used by Halliday to suggest that there is a similarity between the identity use of language and analysis of language, process, goal, agent, which we can also understand as subject and predicate, and the use of language by a child. That's what he's saying in the first page. So, so what happens when there is a link between goal and beneficial? Is this? So, language acquisition provides an entry, according to Halliday, to the functions of language. So, a child acquires the functions of language according to how he finds it usable. So that's how he acquires the function of language. So here Halliday introduces linguistic ontology. So Halliday's functional perspective on language is somehow combining the elements of structure which a child has access to, that may be structures of basic how to express desires, or it may be adjustment between these structures. For example, somehow when desire is completed, you get the teddy bear, and when it is not completed, when you want the teddy bear, these are the elements of structure. Then there is the then there is a doubt by Ellie. Does it make it seem that child's grammar or child's language is incomplete according to the adult's perspective? Do we Are we justified in saying that the child's grammar is incomplete, or the child's structured grasp of language is deficient, is incomplete? That's what he is playing. So Halliday says that this assumption is false. That assumption where an adult thinks that child's grammar or child's structure of language she has is deficient. This assumption is false. Why? Because most speech is functionally, I am quoting Halliday, most speech is functionally highly coherent in the sense that its structure reflects what it is being made to do, and this is what, given just the assumption that speech is a purposeful activity, makes it accessible to the people. So here he's telling us that a language, most of it is functionally coherent. What he's saying is that language has a purpose, and that is reflected in most of the activities we use to do. And many of the activities we do are also used in language. It is not just how we acquire language, but language itself has a purpose to serve. When we acquire language, we grasp the structure of it. We grasp the structure. What is the utterance? What is the request? What is the order? That itself shows that there is purposeful activity which is language. That is what we see in the first